So before we get started with our website tour, I'd just like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land that we're standing on today, the Whadjuk Noongar people, and pay my respects to elders past and present. My name is Millie Harford-Mills, and I'm joined by my colleague today, Joanne Haro. Thank you for joining us for the webinar today. We're looking forward to giving you a tour of the new website and showing you some of the new features that we've developed as part of this redevelopment. So we've launched our website in mid-May, so some of you may have already been using the website regularly, but we hope that this tour today is useful for you and that you get something out of it. So we're now going to get started by turning the webcam off and doing a little quick PowerPoint, and then we'll switch to the live tour. Okay, so the new site has been the result of an in-depth review of site mapping and analytics, a national user survey of what our users want and access the most, and extensive collaboration with users and other stakeholders across the country. A key focus of the redesign was to make the website responsive so that users could access it on any device, including mobiles and tablets. All of the content that you know and love on the Knowledge Centre is still available, but we have improved the navigation so it's easier for people to find the information they need. We have also created a number of new portals for different topics such as harm reduction, and we'll show you these in the website tour today. In addition, we've added what we refer to as subtopics to each of our portal sections, which splits up the content into easily accessible groupings. So now we'll get started by jumping to the Knowledge Centre website for our live tour, and if you'd like to, you can follow along by using the link on the screen there as well. Okay, so you now should be able to see the homepage of the Knowledge Centre website. Basically, you can see that the first page that we've landed on here is the homepage, and this is the central hub for accessing content and also showing the latest news about what we've been working on. At the top of the page, you can find our key means of navigating the website, which are our Learn, Practice, About, and Contact menus. In the Learn menu, you can find content on specific drugs, including tobacco, alcohol, illicit drugs, amphetamines and cocaine, cannabis, opioids, volatile substance use, prescription drugs, and kava. You can also find information on harm reduction, health impacts, social impacts, the community portal, and policies. In the practice menu, you can find lists of all the key content types we provide on our website, including publications, resources, programs, and organisations, workforce information, such as events, courses, funding, and jobs, as well as the workforce development section, which was previously part of the AOD Workers portal on the old site. The About menu contains the usual kinds of information on who funds the site, our reference group, and so on. And if you want to get in touch with us, you can do so via the contact menu at the top of the page. If we scroll down a little on the home page, you can see that we have added a search bar where users can search the entire Knowledge Centre for content, including our publications, resources, programs, and organisation sections. For example, if we type in bush mob and hit search, you can see that this has found a number of results in the key resources section. So we have 2 publications, 2 program entries, and 1 organisation, as well as information where bush mob appears on the page down here. If we go back to the home page by clicking on the gecko, and then we scroll a little bit further down, you can see here that we've added a feature called an art gallery. So the website features artwork from across the country from many different Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander artists. So we've created a gallery to showcase all of the pieces. At some point in the near future, each artwork will have the story about the artwork and further information on the artist. Going back to the home page and scrolling a little bit further down, you can see we have our key resources and workforce information sections. So these are a collection of all of the different kinds of content you can access on the Knowledge Centre. If we keep going down the page, you can see links to the other websites developed by the HealthInfoNet, including the Health Bulletin, the Tackling Indigenous Smoking website, the Yarning Places, and then a link also back to the HealthInfoNet website. Scrolling down the page further, you'll see a list of our portals, and then also links to different ways that you can get in touch with the Knowledge Centre, including the newsletter, Twitter, Yarning Places, and more. And lastly, if we scroll down to the bottom, you can see the footer, which stays with you no matter where you are on the site, and you can find our contact details and also the links to stay connected with us.
Now we'll take you through some of the pages of the site, starting with the specific drugs section. We won't go into every single one of the specific drugs listed here, but instead use the topic of alcohol as an example. As the other topics in this section have a similar layout, once you are familiar with one of these topics, you should have no issues navigating other sections. If we go to the topic page for alcohol, as you can see here, the first thing you might notice is that we've created a general introductory information page or key facts page, which aims to provide a brief overview of some of the harms from alcohol use, as well as providing links to further information. Each of our portal and subtopic pages has this type of introductory information for each topic. You can click on Read More to view the entire page. On the right-hand side, you can see a series of buttons, which we refer to as our subtopics, which aim to break up all of the content into easily accessible bits of information. For alcohol, we have the subtopics of prevalence, prevention and education, regulation and control, treatment and support, and young people. Our specific drug pages, such as tobacco, illicit drugs, or volatile substance use, have been split up in a similar way. You will be able to access subtopics for prevalence, prevention and education, and treatment and support in most of these sections. However, subtopics will vary slightly according to the content. Scrolling down the page of the alcohol portal, you can find information on our knowledge exchange products. As some of you may know, the Knowledge Centre produces a number of reviews, info bites, webinars, and more on different topics related to alcohol and other drug use and health of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. This section aims to showcase these products so people can quickly see the relevant information resources for the topic page they're on. In this case, you can see the Knowledge Centre information resources relating to alcohol, such as the recent alcohol review that we've published. Scrolling down further, you can see a key resources section. This is similar to the section we showed you earlier on the home page, but these resources are specifically related to alcohol. Finally, there's also a related topic section, which provides quick links to other parts of the site that have particular relevance to the topic area. In this example, related topics for alcohol includes mobile patrols and sobering up shelters, FASD, and the handbook for workers. If we go back up to the top of the page and click into the subtopic, regulation and control, you can see there's a collection of information resources for this specific subtopic. Scrolling down, you can see here there are 152 publications, 17 resources, and 2 programs available on this topic. If you click on publications, this will take you to a list of journal articles, reports, and other publications. A great feature of the new website are the filters we have added to all of our content pages, including filters for workforce content, resources, and programs. If we click on filters and publications, you can see a range of options we have provided, including focus, location, and document type. So for example, if we click on Western Australia and hit View Records, you'll see the number of records that brings up. The default setting is to show the publication by most recent publication date, but you can also click on the drop-down menu on the right-hand side of the page to change the way the content is sorted. A new feature we've added is newly listed, so you can see all of the content that has just been added to the site. You can see there's also a button on this page called Advanced Search, which is an additional feature of the site. Here you can choose to search by keyword, title, title and abstract, or author. For example, if you type in, for this topic, cashless debit card, and click on title, you get 8 records relevant to the cashless debit card. Or if you wanted to find out all the publications in the database by a particular author, you can type in the author's last name, for example, Brady, click author, and we get 7 results for that. Advanced search is also available for resources and programs. So we'll also have a look at the program section for alcohol. We have to navigate back to the home page via the Learn menu and scroll down to key resources and click on programs. You can see that the programs list looks similar to the publications list. The default setting is to list programs alphabetically, but you also have sort options here to filter content by type of program, focus, location, and remoteness. The filters for content type and remoteness are new, so these additions have expanded the way users can filter content. You might also notice that at the top of the list, excuse me, under subtopics are the categories all, current, and completed. The initial list you see is all inclusive, but you can also choose to see just current programs or completed programs. For example, you might want to look at completed research programs. So we click on research, and we have 35 records. You can also access the advanced search on the right-hand side the same way we accessed it earlier in publications. For example, if we type in alcohol management plan and click on title, we get 109 results. So that's some of the key features of the new specific drugs section of the website. We'd encourage you to go on there to check out the other drugs we cover and see what kinds of information you can find in each section.
So now we'll look at some of the new portals we have created as part of the website redevelopment. One of these new portals is one on harm reduction. This portal was developed in response to increasing discussion around the importance of harm reduction in the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander AOD sector. Harm reduction is also a component of a number of AOD-related government strategies. So previously, all of the information we had on the Knowledge Centre website about harm reduction was spread across a range of topics. So this portal collates it so it's easily accessible in one place. Here you can see the homepage of the harm reduction portal. You can see it's very similar in terms of layout to what we just showed you in the alcohol portal. The key difference in this portal is the way we have divided the content into subtopics. Unlike the specific drug sections we went through earlier, our new portals, like this one, have quite different subtopics depending on the section. So for harm reduction, we have split our content into injecting drug use, mobile patrols and sobering up shelters, and pharmacotherapies. Let's look at the subtopic of pharmacotherapies. If we click onto this topic, you'll see we have also provided key facts for these subtopic sections as well. Scrolling down, you'll be able to find the usual key resources and then the related topics a little bit further down the page as well. So we won't go into the entry types because the way they're presented is very similar to what we just showed you with the alcohol topic, but we'd encourage you to go on and have a look at this section yourself if it's relevant to you. In addition to a harm reduction portal, we have also developed a health impacts portal. And this portal aims to consolidate all the information on the site about the impact that AOD use can have on physical and emotional well-being into a few core topics. These include preventing Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander maternal smoking, chronic disease, bloodborne viruses, social, emotional and cultural well-being, and fetal alcohol spectrum disorder. Some topics, like FASD, will also have sections for policies and organisations relating to that specific area. For example, if we wanted to look at the policy section for FASD, we could do so and scroll down here. Again, you can see that the view is very similar, And you'll also have the same options in terms of filtering and also for sorting as well. But note that there's also the policy documents and about policies tabs at the top of the page as well. So now we'll move on to looking at the social impacts portal. This portal was developed in recognition that the harms from AOD use have wide-ranging impacts on both the individual and the community. So this portal provides information on stronger communities, including strength-based approaches with a focus on prevention and community-based initiatives, and the justice system, which covers information on court diversion and prison programs. So the layout of this portal is practically the same as the other topics we've shown you earlier. So we won't go into the subtopics or the key resources again, but we would definitely encourage you to get onto the website and have a look at this section if it's relevant to you and your work.
Under the menu under Learn, you'll also find the Community Portal. And for those of you who haven't used the Knowledge Centre before, the Community Portal is aimed at community members who are working to reduce harms from alcohol and other drug use in their communities. This is a section of the website that we haven't made a lot of changes to as part of the redevelopment. However, we have changed the way some of the information is displayed for the sections social emotional wellbeing, help for families, help for young people, and help for offenders to make it consistent with the rest of the website and easier to find information. So for example, if you click into help for families and scroll down the page, you'll find a list of programs relevant to helping families. We've also added a list of relevant resources to these sections. And in the later part of 2018, we'll be working on redeveloping this portal, which will involve 3 focus groups conducted in different locations around Australia. Under Practice in the menu, you'll find the Workforce Development section, which contains content relevant to supporting the workforce on an individual as well as a broader systemic level. This portal is structured in a similar way to other topic sections we showed you under Learn. Key sections in the Workforce Development portal are Capacity and Sector Development and Taking Care of Yourself. These pages feature resources developed by NCEDA to support workforce development, specifically for Aboriginal AOD workers. Capacity and Sector Development includes content such as policy and training initiatives to support workers to do their job. And Taking Care of Yourself includes content on management and individual strategies to look after worker wellbeing. There is also the Handbook for Workers section, which is based on the Handbook for Aboriginal Alcohol and Other Drug Work, published by the University of Sydney Substance Misuse Program. From here you can access the whole handbook or download individual chapters. Other sections in the Practice navigation include all of the workforce information relevant to AOD workers, such as jobs, events, which includes conferences and workshops, courses, and funding. We'll take a look at one of these sections as an example. If you click on Events, you'll find a list of upcoming professional development opportunities. From here you can click on Filters, and the choices here include type of event, location, populations, and more. For example, if we wanted to see what the upcoming events were for Western Australia, we could click on Locations, choose WA, and view records.
So before we conclude, we'd just like to briefly mention our newsletters and social media content. So we produce an AOD newsletter every month, which I'll just show you on the screen here. This is the latest newsletter we produced for June, and these newsletters contain information on programs and projects, organisations, resources, news, and also job opportunities from the sector as well. This newsletter also contains information about what the Knowledge Centre has been up to, resources we have produced recently, and how you can stay connected to us. So if you're interested to know more about the next webinars are, when we have released new reviews and so on, then we'd encourage you to subscribe, and you can do so here on the home page if we just scroll down, and you can see that we have a button here to sign up to our newsletter. You can also keep in touch with us via our Twitter page with the handle @AODKC, and that's our Twitter page there. So that's it for our new website tour today. We hope it's been informative and useful, and thank you for joining us. We'd just like to mention that we're still working on the website. It's a bit of a work in progress, and we're aware that there remains a couple of glitches that we are working hard to fix. For the rest of 2018, we'll be continuing our work on the website. We'll be hosting more webinars. We're working on a CARVA review, and we'll also have a plain language version of the alcohol review available soon too. If you'd like to hear more about these things when they come out, then please subscribe to the AOD newsletter we mentioned just before. So now we'd just like to ask if anyone has any questions, or if there is anything on the website that people would like to look at specifically. So if you'd like to ask us a question, then please just type it in the chat box. And if you're not sure how to open the chat box, then you can use the purple tab on the right-hand side of the page, and then click on the chat icon to open it up. Did you have some videos, and where would they be? Hi Vina, yeah, we do have some videos. So we have videos that we've produced as part of our work at the Knowledge Centre, and you can find those in this page in About called Knowledge Exchange Products, and they include things like our health info bites and also things like an animated infographic, so that you can just find those in this section called Latest Videos, Health Info Bites, Infographics and Webinars. You can also find it if you Google HealthInfoNet YouTube. And we also have a page there which consolidates all of our videos into one place as well. So feel free to check that page out.
We also have a collection of health promotion videos under the community portal that people might be interested in.
So you can see their videos.
And the TIS website, which is accessible through the Knowledge Centre, also has a collection of tobacco prevention, health promotion videos as well.
Thanks, Savina. Just go back to the home page. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to look at on the Knowledge Centre website? All right, well, we might wrap up there then. I'm just going to put our contact details up on the screen here in case you'd like to ask us any questions down the track. So feel free to get in touch with either Joe or myself at any time, and we're happy to talk you through some of the features of the new website as well. And thanks everyone for joining us today. It's been great.
Yeah, thanks everyone.